you guys wanted me to walk the Brooklyn Bridge, but I'm very lazy, so I got a private boat instead. So one of the main reasons I picked New York for this visit was because I wanted to check out some of my ancestry. My grandmother had gone over there on my father's side, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about that. Okay, so we don't have that much to go on. It's actually kind of confusing. So my dad had always told me that she lived in the Bronx.
Yeah, well, as much as I know is that James Cooney lived next door to Hannah McDonough in Clonbrassil Street in Dublin. So they were childhood sweethearts, and eventually they got married. And they had my mum, your grandma, and they decided that they would go off to America, to New York, to join Hannah's brother. They sailed to New York, and they arrived in Ellis Island on the 8th of March 1927. The log from Ellis Island shows that all three of them were in good health. That's James, Hannah, and my mum, Rosalie. James's height is recorded at 5'11", but I'm not sure if that's quite right, because in photographs he never looks to be 5'11", but there you are. That's what the record shows.
But the address I'm getting here is closer to Harlem, but I don't know if it's actually in Harlem. So I think it's actually on the fringes. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, so we have an address for where supposedly she went for a time. And we have obviously the boat she came on, the Urania. So I guess what we should do is just go do like a drive-by of Ellis Island on a boat. How do you feel about going on a boat?
Sounds good.
Are you gonna get seasick?
No, I don't get seasick.
As you can see, we didn't have that much to go on, but we set off on our little trip to go and get the boat to Ellis Island. What we didn't count on was how hungry those ticket salesmen were going to be. Hey, you want a ticket? You want to go see Ellis Island?
You want to see the Statue of Liberty? Come right this way.
I got cheap tickets. My tickets are cheapest. My tickets are cheap.
Young lady, this way to the Statue of Liberty. It was quite a lot. Anyway, we did find this one chap who was happy to appear on camera and help us out. He actually talked a lot about his Instagram when I turned on the camera, so this is about as much as I can show you from that.
Can you show them where to go? Right here, shuttle, right here. Right on the shuttle. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much. Enjoy.
That's a really interesting thing about New Yorkers. They are very willing to appear on camera, and they always seem to have something ready to say. So we hopped on the boat and away we went. We are on our way to go look at Ellis Island. It's very exciting. It appears the boat hasn't changed much since my grandmother was on it. A boat in here. She's a big girl, isn't she? I didn't know it was sparkly up the top.
Photographs that we have show them doing quite well, that they're quite prosperous. But I imagine that the Great Depression, which hit in October 1929, and where the Wall Street crash happened, and millions of men all over America lost their jobs. Eventually, he became a chauffeur, which was probably one of his ways of trying to survive the Great Depression. And then they came back to Ireland. I don't know the exact date, but judging by the photographs, I'd say my mum is about 8 in it. So that would make it around 1935 when they came back.
Was really cool. So now we're going to go check out the actual building that she had registered that she went to, and that's in Harlem. Off we go. At this point, I had literally no idea where I was going, but I hopped on a train anyway, and we ended up in this place that wasn't exactly in Harlem. It was down the road from Harlem, but it seemed really nice, and the people were very friendly, and they pointed us toward this address. Okay, so I'm thinking it's down this way. I think that's it. It seems fitting it's between Five Guys and a Starbucks. It's not quite the emotive building I had hoped for, but yeah, there it is. I felt like we had to do something to mark this, so in tribute I've had her name spelt wrong on a Starbucks cup with a green straw for Ireland, and I got a hot dog from Five Guys because it's very New York. So I think I might have made a small mistake in that I think this is the actual address. Lenny?
Yeah?
What was the number again?
2848. 2848.
Do you want some pizza?
Can't believe.
Oh, look, it's a lovely building too. Yeah. Today's video is brought to you by two lovely patrons. We have Jim Weed, who wants to shout out my Marilyn. This is a picture of her with an unidentified man in a lion costume. Actually, the lion's not so unidentified. It is a friend of his. They were helping out on a 5k fun run, and he believes they're one of those dreaded San Antonio lions feared everywhere. And Kevin Swigger would like to shout out his pal Ashley Collins. Here's a picture of Ashley looking beautiful. And that's it. Feel free to engage with one another in the comments in a respectful way. Let me know about your heritage. Where did you come from? Do you know anything about it? Bye. Hey Diane, where's Lenny, you ask? Well, he's here. He's gonna throw up. Be sure to subscribe for more quality content. New Jersey. New Jersey. Jersey, Jersey. Is that where Jersey Shore comes from? Hey, you want a ticket? You want a ticket? You want to go see Ellis Island?
You want to see a Statue of Liberty? Come right this way.
Young lady, this way to the Statue of Liberty.
I got cheap tickets. I got cheap tickets. My tickets are cheapest. My tickets are cheap.
So, you think guys used to lie about their height back then as well?
Yeah, I think he probably was telling lies about his height.
5'11", might as well say 6 foot.
Yeah, why not 6 foot? He probably had lifts in his shoes anyway. My mum did have memories of America. My dad, his mum was also born in America. Kathleen, my dad, Muldowney, she was born in Philadelphia. So it's unusual for a Dublin man to have both parents with heritage from America. He had interesting ways. My dad used to, when he was eating, he'd eat like an American. He'd cut up all his food and then transfer the fork to the other hand and eat the fork in the other hand, which I believe was quite a common thing. That I actually eat with the wrong hand, which is part of heritage passed probably down from my great-grandmother, Kathleen, who was born in Philadelphia.
How many times has Mum tried to correct you?
It's probably the only thing about me that she's never tried to change. Everything else about me is due to all her hard work over the last 43 years. Hannah, my grandmother Hannah's brother, Peter, he obviously had made a good life for himself in New York and was getting lots of work and doing really well, and that was why they went over to join him, because I'd say he was having such a good life. Probably, luckily for us, the Great Depression happened in 1929, because otherwise they might have stayed there, and you would never have been born, Diane.
I'd be a New York girl.
Because it's highly unlikely that my mother would ever have met my granddad.
Oh yeah, we'd never have been born.
We would never have been born. You and I would never have existed. And so it's on such little things as Great Depressions do people's lives depend. And it was unusual that both the Goonies and the Muldownys both came back to Ireland.